Starts off with 2 sets of keys and a number. That's where I'm going to find my car. That's always fun, right? It's out there somewhere. They're all waiting. I have 2 sets of keys. Why do I have 2 sets of keys? If you lose one, yes, that's possible. You have to get another one, exactly. So I can't say, you know what, I'd love to help you, but I can't find my keys, right? Or I'd love to help you, but I've locked my keys in my car. Have I done that? Yes, I have. Absolutely. Jumped out of the car. You ever jumped out of your car, your door swings, and then just sort of just closes behind you? So 2 sets of keys. And then inside here, got a camera for evidence. Got an extra flashlight. I have a flashlight on my belt. Why do I need 2 flashlights? Yes?
Our batteries are lost.
Absolutely. Excuse me, bad guy. I go to a 7-Eleven and get some batteries. I'll be right back. If you want to stay there, that'd be really cool. I'll be right back. So, actually I carry 3 flashlights. I got this one, I got this one, I got one in my duty bag. Radios. Crucial piece of equipment. This is how we're connected. These are digital radios. They work on cell phone technology. It's about $2,500 to $3,000 per radio. They're so expensive that on every radio it's engraved on here. It says "reward if found." Do police officers on occasion in Canada lose their radios?
Yes.
It can happen, right? You're running, falls out of your duty belt, go to your car, something happens. You ever find one of these? There's a reward. There's also another case in here that's got a roadside screening device. The #1 criminal cause of death in Canada, unfortunately, is impaired driving. So this is about $2,500. There's a tube that goes on it. It measures blood alcohol levels. So if you suspect somebody has any alcohol in their system, you use this instrument. You don't guess as a police officer. You have suspicion, but you confirm it with a piece of So the other thing we're going to look at is some of the firearms that we have here. So there's a taser, a conducted energy weapon. We've already issued those. And then we have long rifles, they're called. So, again, what we've got here is a shotgun. No, none of these firearms are loaded. They're all safe. That's what the orange plug is for. Finger up the trigger, muzzle in the safe direction. For those who've handled firearms before, exactly what we do. I'm a firearms instructor in the RCMP. We carry these in our vehicles. If you see a police officer running around with one of these, wearing one of these, you should probably go home. I would suggest. It's going to get bad pretty quickly. Not to put too fine a point on it, right? Recently we've been issued what's called a Colt C8, which is a carbine. Again, the same idea. Now, I obviously got some young boys in the group here, watching a little much TV, maybe a little Call of Duty out there. Again, we don't take this lightly at all. We only deploy this under high-risk situations where we're required to have the firearm with us, secured in the vehicle, specially trained, all that good stuff. The reason I'm showing it to you isn't to impress you or to cause you to feel any concern other than this is a piece of equipment. Remember the analogy with the firemen? We're required to have these pieces of equipment with us. And it's very important that we understand that when we carry them, we're not trying to scare anybody or do anything like that. But you could see an officer running with one of these again. Probably time to go home.
Yeah, because you could get killed. Or probably hot food.
So you go out into the parking lot, and for all the adults in the crowd, those are Crown Victorias. No, you can't buy one because we buy them all. You know, it's a pretty sexy car. So we need a car like that because obviously we carry a lot of equipment. So it's generally a larger vehicle, and I'm a larger guy. But there are larger pieces of equipment we have to carry. Beginning of shift, you do a circle check, trunk. There's obviously, these are the battery chargers and all the computers, components that are in the vehicle, fire extinguishers, safety blankets, cones, all that good stuff. You check all the lights. Again, this is like a watch briefing, because I'm expecting you to do this as a constable. Then you would sign on. So in the car there's a laptop computer. That computer is your link to the main detachment. Your files, calls for service, all those sorts of things come through the computer. And then you would write your reports in your car. It's our office. The public demands more and more police on the road. They don't want us coming back to the office. I fully understand that. So that car becomes our office. They check in upstairs, which is right above us here with the OCC, our dispatch center. They know exactly what officers are in what cars, and those cars are on GPS, like a little tracking system. Big screens up there, you see exactly where all the police cars are. 24/7, we know exactly where the officers are. This picture right here is the OCC, the whole room itself. So up here is when you call into police, these people are taking the files and taking your information. There's supervision with a senior officer as well as a city supervisor. These screens up here are constantly monitoring how many calls we're taking, how long does it take to answer the phone. We take our service delivery extremely seriously. We don't build anything, we don't sell anything. We provide a service, and that's of utmost importance to us. If you do call for assistance, and we're as a police officer, I may call for a motorcycle officer. In and out of traffic, right? They can get to a scene quicker than I can. Extremely useful. I may call a dog service. Use dog service. Now, just so you know, is that happy puppy dog there?
No!
Stay away from those dogs, okay? So the dogs are working dogs. You don't just run up on them. You always talk to the dog handler first. And then we also have Air 1, which is the helicopter system. So if you do report something, you may not see a police car. It's because we're deploying the helicopter. It can follow a vehicle safely. You don't get any kind of pursuit or injuries or anything like that. Here's the bad guy talking when he should be listening. So he's going to jail. This is one of our units up in Surrey here. So it's very important to understand when we take someone in custody, that's the safest place for them to be. So if you're calling somebody, you don't want to bother us, you don't want to cause any kind of concern, you don't want to report somebody, they're far safer in our custody than being out on the road drunk or fighting or causing harm to other people. The flip side is we are under very strict guidelines to care for those people the minute we take them into custody. So right beneath us are cells, just like you'd see on TV. So actually right beneath us where we're right now are the cell block. Now those people are held downstairs for maybe 24 hours on the weekends, maybe. But generally they're moved through our system into pretrial, which is right across the street, that big large building there. What you don't see is that there's tunnels underneath us. Those members and those prisoners are moved through the tunnels, either to pretrial or through pretrial up into court. It's a very safe way to handle prisoners. That is a drunk tank. For you kids in the room, this is the first and last time you see a drunk tank, right? Yeah. Parents understand what I'm getting at? Okay. So unless you're a police officer or on a tour or something, you should probably never see that room. Obviously, again, just to make it more serious, is that we do have constant video surveillance, guards monitoring, nurses, doctors, everybody is called upon to make sure that the prisoners are safe. The only place that has cells is the main detachment. We don't hold prisoners in any other part of the city. So for example, the district offices where I used to work in Newton. So my favorite slide. Obviously the police week notebook. For those that don't have it, there's a notebook where you guys can take your stickers and go through the various sections. This is just like the notebook that we carry. The reason we have this isn't just almost for fun. It's that in spite of all the computer work that we do, it's extremely important, especially for the kids to understand that writing, the ability to write things that make sense, that other people can read, is extremely important as a police officer, and it will do you very well in life to pay attention in school and do those sorts of things. I lied, this wasn't my favorite slide. That's my favorite slide. So, thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can come up and talk to me. I appreciate your patience, and have a very, very safe and happy day here.